Welcome back to the Beauty Lab podcast. I'm your host, Velia, and this is my co-host, Monina. And today we have an episode that answers 5 of what we selected from all of the questions we've gotten that we feel like are the most commonly asked. So these are all questions from our listeners. And are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome to the Beauty Lab podcast, your drive time resource for all things beauty, health, and wellness. We're your hosts and favorite beauty nerds, Monina and Velia.
Join us as we debunk myths, explore the latest trends, and dive deep into the science behind your favorite products. We'll interview industry experts and answer your burning beauty questions in 30 minutes or less.
So question number one is actually for me. So how can I keep my highlights vibrant? Do I really need to use purple shampoo? What is blue shampoo? And I've heard of green shampoo. What is that all about? Okay, so how do you keep your highlights vibrant? I'm gonna break down purple, blue, and green shampoo. Yes, there is a green shampoo, by the way. So purple shampoo will not lighten your highlights. A lot of people think that their highlights start looking a little brassy, that they need to use purple shampoo to lighten their highlights. Purple shampoo cannot lighten anything. All purple does is it cancels out yellow. So if you have like platinum blonde highlights or even platinum blonde hair, it doesn't have to just be highlights. And after time, like you start kind of noticing like the ends get a little bit yellowish, that's when you want to use purple shampoo. Now, if your highlights are not platinum blonde, like let's say you have like more of a golden blonde highlight or golden blonde hair, so it's not quite white, like white blonde, that's when you want to use blue shampoo because the color that you're trying to cancel out at that point is orange. So there's either yellow or orange. Okay, so blue cancels out orange and it will get rid of the orangey tones and make them more of a neutral tone. So those are for more like your caramel-y kind of highlights, not like even a dark caramel, more of like a lighter caramel to like honey sort of color. Okay, and yes, that absolutely works. As far as how to use a purple or blue or even green, I know I haven't gotten to green yet, but how to use those, you wanna wash your hair first with regular shampoo because even though there are some purple shampoos or color depositing shampoos that can actually clean your hair, you want to make sure your hair is clean because the function of these shampoos is more of like a toner. They actually deposit color pigment onto your hair. So you don't want to give them too much work to do. Like their main job is to cancel out unwanted tones. So let's not make them first clean your hair too.
So it's really not, so we shouldn't think of it as just shampoo. Like we still need to use normal shampoo to clean the hair. And then this is just an additional step to help cancel out all those colors that we don't want.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the vehicle to get it onto your hair and have it work for you is in a shampoo form because it's easy and it's user-friendly and all that kind of stuff. But you want to clean your hair first. So wash it with whatever shampoo you normally use, wash it with that first. Then second wash, use your purple, blue, or green shampoo. And you want to leave that on, usually read the bottle. They're all a little bit different. Leave it on for a couple minutes and then rinse. And I would say everyone's situation is going to be a little bit different based on your hair and lots of other variables. But probably like at least once a week, you want to start using a color depositing shampoo. Talk to your stylist. Okay, now I didn't cover green shampoo. So what green shampoo does is it cancels out on unwanted red tones. So if you look at the color wheel, green is across from red, blue is across from orange, purple is across from yellow. So if you have darker caramel-y highlights that as they start to sort of fade a little bit or after some time, you start noticing that they look a little too reddish. Or if you have a brunette hair and you start noticing like you have some kind of red tones sort of showing through, this is where you want to use green shampoo.
So if like when you've done burgundy on me or maybe like a purpley eggplant, and it starts to fade to a red, then I should be using the green.
Maybe if you're trying to get rid of those tones that are like showing through from maybe trying to cover those colors, then yes. But if you want to maintain any of the red tones, no.
Right. No, so because I noticed as mine fades, like the burgundy, it starts to fade to more like a, actually no, now that I think about it, it starts to fade into almost more of an orange. So in that case, I should use the blue.
Yes, if you want to get rid of orange tones and make it more of a brown, then use the blue shampoo. But if you, because there are other color shampoos. There are like reds and burgundies and all kinds of, like they have all the colors in color depositing shampoos. So that would be a different scenario. Like if you're trying, like if you have a red highlight or a red color and it's just starting to like lose its vibrancy, but you want the vibrancy back, then you want to use like the color that you actually want.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
So this is more for like highlights or like getting rid of unwanted color. Exactly. So basically, if you're trying to cancel out yellow, use a purple. If you're trying to cancel out blue, use orange. If you're trying to cancel out red, use a green shampoo. One more thing to remember is you want to decide which one, because you may have blonde and orange in your hair, right? Like you might have like a light brown base with a light blonde highlight, and you don't really like the orangey tones that are showing in the brown color. You can't use a blue shampoo at that point. You have to formulate, I'm gonna say formulate, or choose your shampoo based on the lightest color. Because what will happen is if you use a blue shampoo to try to get rid of the unwanted orange in the brown, but you have blonde highlights as well, your blue is going to affect the blonde highlights, and you're going to have green highlights.
So just so I understand, so then if you've got two things going on, you want to address the lightest.
Correct. Only the lightest.
You can only correct the light.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So hopefully that makes sense, and I didn't just throw like a whole bunch of color theory at you.
It made sense from the fact that I understand color theory from makeup.
Right.
So, of course, then that should translate into hair.
Yes.
Then I never understood. I always thought purple wasn't to cancel. I thought it was for the vibrancy, to keep, so somebody has purple hair, they want to keep it purple, they use the purple shampoo. I never thought of it as a neutralizing shampoo.
Yeah, so purple shampoo for blonde hair.
Yeah.
I know this kind of does get confusing because there are color depositing shampoos for all different colors now. So if you have purple hair, like on purpose, and you want to keep your purple, there is a different kind of purple shampoo for you.
Okay, so it is different.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a purple shampoo to neutralize the yellow.
Correct.
And then there's a purple depositing to help keep the purple vibrant.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. See, did not know that.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it doesn't replace your shampoo. Like
yes.
You have to wash your hair first.
Most people don't realize that because it's called a shampoo.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. So if you start noticing that you're only using purple shampoo to maintain your blonde highlights, and you're like, I don't know if my hair is really feeling that clean, it's because you are actually also supposed to be using a regular shampoo.
Wow, that's probably an eye-opener for a lot of people right now. Okay, great. So they should ask their stylist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, get some information from your stylist and see what he or she recommends as well.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
Okay, so...
So the next question I will address, which is, let's see, how often should I wash my makeup brushes and hair brushes? Okay, so I'll talk about makeup brushes first. So makeup brushes, you know how I always talk about regular hairbrush and then synthetic brushes? Remember, there's reasons why you would use a regular hairbrush versus synthetic, right? So the synthetic brushes you always are using on anything that's creamy or liquid. So like a foundation brush should be synthetic. A powder cheek color should be a regular hairbrush, right? When I say hairbrush, I don't mean
a brush for your hair. You mean boar hair.
Yes, like a boar hair.
The brush is made out of boar hair.
Or squirrel or whatever it is.
Squirrel?
Right? Yes, they do.
They do squirrel hair?
Squirrel hair, yeah. Yeah, it's very soft.
Oh my gosh.
They're not like cutting like squirrel tails or anything off.
My mind is blown. I had no idea. You ambushed me.
Yay.
It's been a while. It's been a while, but I was just glamorous. I had no idea.
Yes, there's different, and that's what makes them more expensive too. So like different types of hair is going to dictate how expensive the brushes are going to be. So anyways, that's a whole nother story.
Okay, right,
All
yeah.
So that's the difference between the two. Then there's, take into consideration, you've got your synthetic brushes for your liquids and creams, and then you've got your regular hair brushes for your powders. Okay, so the liquids and creams, your synthetic brushes, at least one time a week would be great. Every day would be better. For your regular brushes, at least 2 times per week, you want to wash it. Because you have to remember, when you leave product on these brushes, it can lead to bacteria growth, especially the liquids.
Right, anything wet.
Anything wet, exactly. And if it's like in a dark, damp, area like your bathroom, which is most people keep it, bacteria can grow pretty quickly. That then leads to breakouts. It also leads to like patchy application of your makeup as well. If you've ever noticed that, if it's starting to look patchy, it's time to wash your brushes. Please wash your brushes. And if you're, I'm going to say this right now, if you're acne prone, I would try to wash it every day or every other day, or use a quick drying spray brush cleaner. So my favorite is the Cinema Secrets.
Yep.
Because it comes in a little spray bottle, and you can just literally spray it on your powder brushes, and then just use a Kleenex or a paper towel and just wipe all that color and residue off. So yeah, if you have more acne prone skin, I would try to do quick everyday cleaning that way. And then in general, to wash your brushes, you can use a really nice gentle cleanser or baby shampoo. It's probably really the best way to wash, because you want to do a deep clean. You want to get rid of all the stuff at least once a week or twice a week.
Okay.
2 times a week. And then I would recommend, even for the liquid ones, also then do a second wash with Cinema Secrets, the brush cleaner that I was talking about, because sometimes just shampoo and water, warm water alone, doesn't pull all that gunk out. You have to use something really a lot stronger, which is meant to remove all that debris. So like the Cinema Secret, something like that. I literally will dunk them in a cup full of that, and you'll see like all that grime just come off. It's actually really satisfying.
I know.
to
I love
see
it too.
All come off. So that's my answer for washing your brushes, your makeup brushes.
So as far as washing your hair brushes, I think that a lot of people don't even really consider washing their hair brushes, but it's actually really important to wash your hair brushes. So why? You blow dry your hair with your round brush. Let's just say it's a round brush, just because most people use a round brush, I feel like. And even if you don't use a round brush, it doesn't matter. Anytime you're brushing your dirty hair with a brush, the dirt and oils and hair products are building up on that brush. So then you wash your hair and you blow dry it again, and now you're blow drying in like the dirty.
Ew.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so how to wash your hair brushes? First, you want to take all the hair off. You could either use another brush to kind of brush that off. I think everyone kind of knows how to take the hair out of their brushes. You should probably remove the hair after every use. That way it doesn't build up on the brush, and then it gets really hard to take off. That's something you should do with every use. But as far as scrubbing and soaking with hot water and just dish soap even, that's what I usually use. I would say if you use a lot of product and you only wash your hair maybe like once every couple 2-3 days, then wash it every 2 weeks. Wash your brush every 2 weeks. But if you're someone who washes your hair more and you're not using a ton of hair product and you aren't seeing a lot of buildup in your brush, once a month is just fine.
Once a month?
Yeah, I'd say once a month is a good amount.
Is there a certain kind of cleaner that you would recommend? Or
not really. I think that the best thing to do is just hot water, and I guess you can use shampoo, but just scrub it. Like get a good lather on that brush, and like you can see, on the bristles, like the debris and stuff coming off. Yep. So as long as that's all clean and shiny, and
it's like looking at your scalp. Right?
Yeah.
You want to make sure it's all, the bristles are clean.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, once a month, or twice a month if you use a lot of product.
Got it. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
All righty.
So third question is, how can I tell what hair color suits me? Okay, that is a really big question. So when we do hair color analysis, I analyze what blonde tones look good on everybody, what brown tones look good on everybody, and what red tones look good on everybody. Because just because you might look better in warm versus cool tones, which means warm tones are more of the reds and the golds, cool tones are more of the ashy, silvery kind of tones. And then there's also neutral. Most people look good in neutral either way. Just because you might look good with a cool blonde, so like an ashy blonde, doesn't mean that you're gonna look good with a cool brunette. So you can have a much more flattering result with your skin as a warm brunette, but also as a cool blonde. So this is a tough one to kind of explain in general. I think that this is kind of something that you want to go over with your hairstylist. And if you don't have one, reach out to me. I'm happy to do a hair color analysis. I can do it over Zoom. But in general, and this is so generally speaking, if you have no idea whether or not if you look better in warm tones or cool tones, the one kind of thing that I feel like works the best is if you tend to look better with silver jewelry or tend to gravitate towards silver jewelry or gold. So silver would be cool, gold would be warm. So as far as the tones in general, this is such a difficult question to answer without a bunch of props.
Right, because you have to take into consideration so many different nuances. Their skin undertone.
Yes.
Their
eye color.
All of those things. So this is something that you would have to be in front of a person to really do a proper analysis for it. And would you say this is correct then, that this is why you want to go to a hairstylist that understands these nuances and they're really versed in hair color?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because isn't it true some people are much better and gravitate, like a hairstylist will become a hair color specialist versus someone who cuts hair all the time and maybe they don't do hair color.
Yes.
They may not understand all the different nuances that you're explaining right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm really, really digging deep to try to figure out like if I could actually answer this with any more clarity. It is really individualized. Something else you can kind of look at though is like if your natural hair color is on the warmer side. So if you see like flecks of gold and flecks of orange like in the sun, you probably do look better with warmer tones. Very few people though have a natural cool undertone, like a dishwatery kind of blonde, you know that term, dishwater blonde, or like an ashy blonde. They're usually better on the cooler side of the color spectrum. If your eyes are naturally blue, you probably are more on the cool tones. But that also doesn't mean that you wouldn't look good as a warm red.
Right.
You know, more of an orangey red. I really wish I could answer this more clearly.
Okay, let's make it easy for our listeners. Do a Zoom consultation.
Yeah.
with Velia.
Yeah, do it.
Because she can do that over a Zoom very easily. Or better yet, if you're in the Bay Area, make an appointment.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll link it all in the show notes.
Absolutely. But yeah, I know that was a hard one to tackle because there's so many different variations that you have to take into consideration.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So next question, how can I fix uneven skin tone? All right. This is a several step thing you have to consider, and you have to follow, I would say you have to follow all these steps in order to get the results that you're looking for. So when we talk about uneven skin, I'm going to focus more about pigmentation because that tends to be why people have uneven skin tone. It's because of pigmentation issues. Okay. So with that context, let's let's talk about the different steps. So the first one is 2 to 3 times per week, I want you to exfoliate. So whether that's a chemical exfoliant or a mechanical exfoliant, you got to do that at least 2 to 3 times a week, because what we're doing is we're removing the dead surface skin, number one. So that's going to immediately even out your skin tone. You're going to look a lot brighter. But more importantly, what you're doing is you're actually helping to remove the dead skin that may have been pigmented. Right? So you're going to immediately see that the discoloration is going to fade over time, because what you're doing is you're removing that stained skin that's now dead and needs to turn over and come off the skin. So that's step one, is exfoliate 2 to 3 times per week. The next thing is you're going to incorporate some type of targeted serum into your daily routine. So what I mean by targeted serum, there's different types of serum. I mean, we talked about different types of serums even on this show in the past, but these are 3 that I want you to focus on. So number 1 is niacinamide, which of course is like my super serum, but when we're talking about pigmentation issues, niacinamide helps to brighten the skin immediately, and it also reduces redness. So that can also be a reason why people feel like they have uneven skin tone, because they got like red patches, or if you have like rosacea, things like that. So niacinamide helps to reduce the redness in the skin, and that'll immediately help to even out the skin tone. The next one is vitamin C. Vitamin C, as we know, it helps to fade the dark spots that are already there, and it improves the overall radiance of the skin, so the skin just looks brighter. And with everybody wanting that like glass radiant skin these days, so vitamin C definitely is another targeted serum. And the third one is called azelaic acid, which I know we don't talk a whole lot about, but it's really great, especially for people who have acne and you pick at it, or if you notice how you get an immediate brown spot after a bad acne and you're picking at it. So that's what we call post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. That is basically a stain on the skin from that area that maybe you were picking at, or it was just a bad inflamed pimple. So azelaic acid helps to calm the inflammation, number 1, so it'll start to heal. And then azelaic acid is also known for helping to fade that hyperpigmentation that was caused from the trauma of the acne. So you would want to throw that in if that's what's causing the pigmentation in the skin. Okay, so those were the 3. So exfoliate, targeted serum, and then the last one, take a guess. This is non-negotiable. You have to incorporate
SPF.
Yes, SPF. Sunscreen, for sure. Because the UV rays, a daily impact on your skin is we're walking into the sun, we're driving, the sun's constantly hitting us, so the UV rays, the constant exposure of that is going to increase your hyperpigmentation, so increase the pigmentation on the skin. There's just nothing you can do to stop that from happening, but you want to prevent the damage that it can cause. So using what we call a broad spectrum. When you hear the word broad spectrum, what I'm talking about is basically a sunscreen that has both UVA and UVB protection. So UVA is those long rays that can penetrate glass, and that's what we call the aging rays. UVB are shorter rays, but those are what are responsible for burning the skin, so UVB rays. Broad spectrum helps to protect from both. And you want to look at an SPF 30 or more, depending on your skin, okay?
How often should you reapply?
So if it's a sunscreen versus a sunblock, sunscreen is more of what we call a chemical block, so it's going to actually go into the skin and create a protective barrier, but that can only last about 2 hours.
Okay.
So your sunscreens, you want to reapply every 2 hours. I know that's really difficult when we have makeup, but they do have products out there now that you could spray on over your makeup. If it's a sunblock is a physical block, so it usually has something like zinc in it. So think of the lifeguards with the white noses. That's a zinc. That's a physical block. So as long as it's on the skin, it's protecting you.
Okay.
Okay. So good question. And even on cloudy days, you want to wear sunscreen. I yelled at my husband the other day. He's like, "But it was cloudy." I'm like, "That's the worst kind of damage, because you don't think you're getting burned, but you actually are. It's actually the worst time, because those long rays, those UVA rays, can penetrate through cloud cover. So even
I've
if
had this
cloudy,
same conversation with Aaron.
Yes.
And he's like, "You're crazy."
It's like, "But it's cloudy." I know, it's worse then. But basically you want to just stay consistent. This didn't happen overnight, so the results aren't going to happen overnight.
Right.
Give it a good 4 to 8 weeks before you start to see real change. But yeah, so that's how you can help your uneven skin tone.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Final question. And before I ask you the final question, if you are enjoying this episode or finding value in it, please give us a like, a share, and download the episodes. That really helps our show so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Last question. What does vitamin C do for your skin? And is there a difference between taking it topically versus taking a supplement? That was a really interesting question.
That's a good question. Just overall, vitamin C is good for you internally and topically. So I can break it down a little bit. So when you're looking at topical vitamin C, right, one benefit, it's going to immediately brighten dull skin, because that's just what vitamin C does. It helps to brighten and give radiance to the skin. It's also going to reduce hyperpigmentation in the skin topically, and it helps to boost collagen production in the skin. That's one of the functions of vitamin C. Okay. And you're protecting your skin from environmental factors, because vitamin C is a strong antioxidant.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're putting vitamin C on topically, you're getting all those benefits. Now, overall health, you want, especially when we talk about skincare, you need to talk about internal as well as things that you're doing topically to the skin. There's different types of topical vitamin C. I don't know if you know this.
I actually didn't.
Okay. So if you are looking at a topical vitamin C and you want something that's going to give you fast, more like a vitamin C that's more aggressive, you would want to reach for vitamin C that has something called L-ascorbic acid.
Okay.
That's a lot more fast acting, but it can be irritating. So if you have sensitive skin, what I want you to look for is something called magnesium ascorbyl phosphate.
Okay.
I know it's a mouthful. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
That one is not as fast acting as the L-ascorbic acid, so it's better for people with sensitive skin. So those are the different forms of vitamin C topically that you can use. When we're talking about supplement, of course, internal health, it all goes hand in hand, right? So supplements help to support the internal health of the body, all the different organs. All the benefits I just talked about, vitamin C topically is going to help internally. So it aids in collagen production, because collagen is actually a precursor to collagen is actually vitamin C. You need vitamin C to help start to generate collagen within the body. And then it protects it, because we said it's an antioxidant. Vitamin C helps to protect the internal organs from oxidative stress. And when you reduce oxidative stress on the body, you actually help to slow down aging, which is what we're all trying to do, right? Vitamin C is also considered an unstable vitamin. So adding something like a vitamin E to it is actually a much better form that you're going to take as a supplement internally.
Okay.
So vitamin C with E in it is really helpful. Actually, vitamin C with E topically, like Ecotin and vitamin E, help with the moisture level of the skin too. So having vitamin C with E is very good topically and as a supplement.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you for all that. And special thank you to Jordan from Sacramento, Linda from Willow Glen, and Jennifer from San Jose for these questions.
Yeah.
These are very intelligent questions, and I hope that we have answered them to
Hopefully
to your
that helps.
liking.
Yes.
I know the hair color analysis question that's a tricky one, but hopefully you learned something.
Yes, and you made a very good point that this is something you have to have. It's a personal conversation.
Yes.
That you have to have with a specialist who understands hair color.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you all again for hanging out with us week in and week out. I'm Velia,
I'm Monina.
and until next time, keep experimenting with your beauty routine. This is it. This is
Okay.
for all of it, for all the glory.
The marbles.
Yeah, for
There
all the
we-
marbles.
Here we go.
Here we go. Don't fail me now, hair.
Hair looks great.
Stop.
Don't lie to me.
Yeah. I want to hear your lies, lady. All right.
Okay.
For all the brain cells I might have left. All right. Ready?
Ready?
Ready. Okay.
Getting off.